A Fate Inked in Blood is a Norse myth-inspired romance fantasy for adults that tells a story of gods, magic, and forbidden love. This is the first book in the Saga of the Unfated series by Danielle Jensen, and it took me only 9 hours to read it. In this review video, I will talk about the story, the characters, and what didn't work in the overall plot for me. Since there are mild spoilers ahead, I suggest you get back to this video after reading the book. A big thank you to my subscribers. Your continued support means a lot to me. Do let me know if you have any book recommendations in the comments below. Now let's begin with the plot summary. A prophecy speaks of a shield maiden blessed by the gods who will unite all of Skarland under one king. Freya is bound in an unhappy marriage till her abusive husband betrays her by revealing the secret of her bloodline to Jarl Snorri. Soon, she is forced into another unwanted marriage to Snorri, who hopes to control Freya's fate and be the king the prophecy foretold. Trouble is, no other ruler in Skarland wants to bend the knee to Snorri, making Freya an object to be possessed or destroyed. All Freya ever dreamed of was to become a warrior, but now she must prove her worth to the gods by facing terrifying divine trials while struggling with her growing desire for her husband's god-gifted son Bjorn. This forbidden attraction may end up risking everything she wants to protect. But being god-gifted also means that Freya can carve her own destiny and change the fates of all those around her. The entire story revolves around a prophecy. This is yet another chosen one fantasy with forbidden love thrown into the mix. Yet, the story started strong. The concept of humans having blood of the gods is not new, but the author has used this idea and developed it into a unique tale. The story is told from Freya's point of view. Her being a submissive married woman in the beginning is unlike any other young fantasy leads I have read. She is a compassionate character, and her inner dialogues have a hint of witty sarcasm which I found appealing. I enjoyed the writing style. The prose is clear and to the point. The story moves at a medium pace and there were no boring bits for me. The love story relies heavily on the physical attraction between the leads, yet it was not rushed. I was very surprised when the leads communicated well, which is refreshing in a romantasy. Their banter is amusing, quick, and fun to read. I just didn't enjoy the forced proximity trope and would have preferred a more organic bond. I was not fond of the many action sequences as they did not really stand out for me. They weren't visually spectacular and were too short to be impactful. Except for the twist of a dead person being alive this whole time, the key events were easy to predict. There are clear hints thrown at Freya many times, and she not reaching the right conclusion was frustrating. I have a lot of questions now. Why did Freya breaking her blood oath not have any consequences? Why did they convince Snorri that Bjorn was his son and have Bjorn fight battles that benefited Snorri? This made no sense. I hope to find the answers in the sequel soon. Though the idea of a Norse-inspired story is very interesting, the world building here is mild, not immersive. It is meant to be a harsh yet beautiful world, but I cannot picture it clearly due to the lack of detailing. There were various words usually used in Viking fantasies mentioned all over, but I felt it wasn't enough to capture the essence of that culture. The political conflict is not very deep. Snorri ruthlessly pursues power while the other rulers refuse to have him as their leader. The magic in this world comes from the gods and the powers they have gifted to their bloodlines. The gods give an otherworldly feel to the plot. This is the part that carried the story for me, as I am very interested to know what purpose the gods have in stepping into the mortal plane. It seems the author has the ability to craft compelling characters but somewhat missed the mark midway. I admired Freya's spirit in the beginning when she was brave and mature in the way she handled her problems. I was able to connect to her in the first half, but that was before her actions and assumptions turned rash and foolish. Freya is a fiery character who is headstrong and speaks her mind. But she did not give me the warrior vibes that the author was going for. For some reason, her presence in the battle scenes seemed out of place to me. Most of the times, she has absurd guilt trips and is ready to sacrifice for the greater good. Instead of it seeming noble, it looked like she lacked self-worth. I also didn't get why Freya insists on acting like a pawn when she is repeatedly told her fate is not predestined. Bjorn is a cooler, consistent character, definitely more sensible than Freya. He is your classic romantasy lead, yet he is different from the sulking, angry young man kind. Does he have to swoop in to save the girl from her own reckless choices every time? Yes. Does he have past trauma? Check. Though he is secretive, mostly he is charming, gets along with people, and is the only one who respects her as an equal. But he too is controlled by his father, the Jarl. Snorri is the bad guy who is obsessed with becoming king. He is insane enough to twist anything about Freya into a sign from the gods. But mostly, I felt this was a convenient way for the plot to push the main leads even closer. I was not convinced with any of his assumptions and felt it weird that no one questioned it. Ylva is a more interesting and complex character than Snorri. She is a powerful witch who is well loved by her people, but I do not think her character has been used to its full potential. Here, she is just a plot device for Freya to come to all the obviously irrational conclusions for plot drama reasons. A Fate Inked in Blood is a good read for those who enjoy a slow burn spicy romance tale set in a world where the gods from lore actively meddle in human affairs. Though the book started well, the personality of the main lead made it annoying at times, but it is a fast read, a neatly told story with parts that I truly enjoyed. I think the overall story deserves a chance. I'm rating A Fate Inked in Blood a score of 6.5 out of 10. I'm eager to see what more the gods have in store for Freya. How about you? Did you enjoy this book? I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye.